Demo mpaka tunamwaga. Remember, kuni matanga. Boss lady, mimi ndo semanga. Na wapanga, muda na wachanga. Mko nje mkisota mkimanga manga. Me, J's on my feet. Inyaga, ride on the beat. Tazama, I'm a hot tip, black bottle on the right.
I see everyone's one on my mind. Afuzwa ena ulimwengu. Wacha tupatane pataye. Mbeleni mtatufahamu. Hatutakoma hatuchoki. Kuwapikia tu matamu. Mazuri twakupa kama kawaida. Twazidi kutisha.
Yeah, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation Squad. Sexy people around me, Party Nation Squad. All of them man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Cabra, let me hear you say
Ish bana, niko gauge sana. Safi sana. Ati leo hakuna kulala. Fena mayonde. Modoni drama queen. Blinky Gago. You know kama kawaida it's typical. Confidential. Bad man jump again. Do again. Happy mention. Squad up congregate. Confidential. Bad man jump again. Do again. Happy mention. Squad up congregate.
Yeah, feel the heat when we come through Party Nation Squad. Sexy people around me, Party Nation Squad. All of them man, them looking so fly. Sexy girl, them wiggle and wine. On your feet, boogie and grind. Blicky bill, on the beat one time.
Stack it some Billy. I'm really tryna make a milli. Any track I kill it. And the girls they feel it. I really wanna get down low. Weak bit tough, gonna get down low. Squad is back with the heat for sure. Dance floor lit with the beat I know. See the people out here side by side. Vibe is right because we do it right. Getting there, so I will take my time. Never late, cause this is Kenyan time. Yeah. Okay. Now who taking over?
Who's taking over? The East taking over. The East taking over. Nairobi taking over. Nairobi taking over. Squad taking over. Squad taking over.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
She says she's okay. I don't believe her. There's just something about the way she turned her back on me. I know in my mind I'll never leave her. There's just something about the way we love each other right. And even though we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need a little break, I know that you'll come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you. 'Cause that's when you'll start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it, that's when you feel it.
Nitakuja nitapendwa na nani? Nitakuwa mgeni wa nani? Ukiwa mbali nami nabaki tabani. Ona nahisi kisirani hawa haina maana. Nina wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana? Hatuwezi semezana my love, haina maana. Nina wewe kuzozana, mbona tunasimangana? Hatuwezi semezana. And even though we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even though we need our rain, I know that you come back to me. And you know that I come back to you. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it. That's when you start to feel my love. Feel it. That's when you feel it. And even if we fight all night and day, I know sometimes in love there can be pain. And even if we need a little break, I know that you come back to me. You know that I'll come back to you. And that's when you start to feel my love.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
This is Hendrix Sound.
Misikatai, unanidai, akiwalahi, ninaogopa sitadinai. I want you to lie, ni vile I'm trying to find good love, baby, baby. I'll be the one for you. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah. Mpenzi utangoja, yeah, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. Sitaki we uchoke, yeah. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. If you wait for me, I don't need nobody else. I'm trying to find good love, baby, maybe. And I'll be the one for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, welcome officially to the Power Morning Drive show. My name is Wanyoike, and I officially welcome you to the Power Morning Drive on Power Radio, where we tune in and power up. It is the 16th of April, Wednesday, 2025. I do not know where the month is going. Why are you running? We are smack in the middle of the month. Of course, this is Holy Week, so I'm pretty excited because I get to go home and just eat nice food and sleep and do nothing. I'm pretty excited about that. But in case you're just joining us, welcome. You can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across all socials. We are also streaming across all our social media platforms. That's YouTube, Facebook. We are also streaming on X. You can also find us on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. Let me first start you off as kama kawaida. You know how we do it here. We start off with the day's traffic update, and we'll start right up with what's happening along Ojiji Road. I can see that leo kumeshikana bumper to bumper all the way from that area that leads towards the museum area. It's quite hectic this morning. The same situation is also happening across Thika Road. From Survey all the way down towards the town, same situation also happening. Along Muranga Road, Hadi Globu, kumeshikana bumper to bumper. Let's see. The situation along Kiambu Road is also looking quite kuko na msongamano kidogo pale, especially as you go from DCI area down towards Muthaiga. I can also see that we have the same situation happening along Limuru Road from the area around the area around Village Market, also down towards Muthaiga, also looking quite busy this morning. Peponi Road is quite busy also, bumper to bumper, all the way from the Kwetu Nairobi Kuro, that area around the collection by Hilton, down towards Silver Springs. Things are looking busy this morning. Same situation also happening along Lower Kabete Road from Zen Garden down towards Westlands. It's also looking quite busy. Nothing much to complain about Wanyoike way today. I wonder what that might be. But moving on the other side of town, Gishuru Road pia kumeshikana msongamano kidogo, especially as you go towards that area around the ABC place, Nairobi. The same situation is also happening along Langata Road. I can see that there's quite some hectic traffic there from the Southern Bypass just into Wilson Airport. Things looking quite busy on Langata Road as well. Ring Road, Kileleshwa huko, a lot of traffic actually, especially as you go towards that intersection that goes towards Villa Rosa, Kepinski, that area. Quite busy as well. Kama kawaida, University Way is looking busy this morning as well. Where else? Ngong Road pia kumeshikana kidogo, all the way from Junction Mall down towards Adams, Prestige, all the way into the Kenyatta roundabout, kumeshikana bumper to bumper. Same situation also happening along Raila Odinga Road, especially from Kenyatta Market down towards the Kenyatta roundabout. Some situation also happening on that road as well. A bit of Agwins Kodhek Road is also looking busy this morning, and also I can see that yes, Agwins Kodhek Road is looking quite busy this morning. Mombasa Road, yes, looking quite busy as well. From Capital Center down to it starts from Gateway Mall all the way till Capital Center, and then ikishikana tu hadi Nairobi West Hospital, and then spills over towards Bunyala Road. Jogoo Road is also looking busy, so if you can avoid that route, kindly do. You will have saved yourself one. And that's just that, what's happening on our situations of the roads this morning. In case of any incidences, do let us know. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Let me take a quick breather. I come back, we get into the day's local and international news headlines. This is Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I come correct, and yeah, my swag so official like I'm the ref. See, I be rockin' Louis, so shorties wanna do me. Have all these haters feeling so underdressed. I see you mugging me, but I ain't mugging back. Cause I ain't got time for your chitty chat. Why you tryna copy and paste me? I'll be with your broad like butter on pastry. She's on my arm like my Virgin Mary. And we be on that weed from early. OG, smoking by the OZ. And all she wanna see is a couple emojis. Well, I got money to blow. And shorty, I ain't tripping, so you already know. Can't moolah all day. If you want it, gon' pay. Hater, I'm just letting you know that
All I know is swagger, is swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
okay, my life is not the same, and I know who to blame. If I remember the name, it sounded something like fame. For the money, for the game, I would kill it. No shame. Rep a crew that's untamed, and I'm a dude that's maintained. Swagger so right as Frank. 20 big Benjamin sitting in the bank. What you think? I've been working hard, numbers agree. So please believe me, this is easy, born to be an MC. So I took one Nairobi, the swagger strong only. 24 hours round the clock, Wani. The Levi store know me, big up Ryo and Fuzzy. Now I'm fresh all day, Nikki Chapakazi. Boys be looking at P, this ever slappy, Lucy, Kibaki, LOL. Yeah, I'm only messing, I'm just digging the jam. Bumping it with my fam, Chuck Taylor's helping me stand, let go.
All I know is swagger, is swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
I said we on to be their favorite. Moolah team pacing. Further than the basement, higher than the spaceships. NASA couldn't waste this, rockets couldn't chase this. Swagger on vintage, African fresh prince. Flying like the Jetsons, higher than the Jeffersons. Moving on up till they can't get enough of us. Now we at the top, better use your binoculars. Swagger non-stop is what you do if you have some. And I'm just getting started. Ever seen a Kenyan boy trying to go harder? You gotta work for your profit, cause everybody's trying to get paid in Nairobi. I think your swagger need coaching. Fresh all day, it's all cool by the ocean. Swagging down in South Coast, you could say we coasting. High grade glowing, super flowing. Damn.
All I know is swagger, is swagger.
Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Me, I keep it fresh all day, it's all cool.
Put your hands up if you have some.
Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Cause you keep it fresh all day, it's all cool. Fresh all day, 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 it's all cool. Fresh all day, fresh all day, it's all cool.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Got the beautiful Miss V on them vocals. Calligraph Jones in the place. Rabbit. Teamwork. Let's get it.
From outer space, out of this world, we come in peace, tell your master all. We are taking over this place right now. But bring your crew, you can let them know. We in town, they should dress up for the show. We are bringing down this town tonight, oh. African party. We stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Imagine, hivyo ndo muingianga kwa klabu au jasikia tunakula life na adabu na masela sela. Wana hela umenijazika hiu mase hela ni jui basi tela ni king kaka king of Zamunda. Tuko ndani na tumedunga kaka clothing we bado mtumba. Mina manager tuko tight anajua mini spend thrift. Meza drinks nimezipanga kama Tetris.
In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Bro, check it, yo, I go like boom, 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 boom. Mikono kwa hewa nikifika tu kwa boom, 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 boom. As I be rolling when I be the cruiser, boom, boom. Get out the way, I'm feeling like money today. I'm here to pour it up all over the club, I'm willing to pay, so that's how I plan to go and tap it. Hey y'all, feed what up, let's make it happen. I'm here to get it cracking. Shorties are telling me that I'm attractive, cause they be feeling the swag, I'm classic. Call me Papa Jones, and that's it. That's it. I'm on.
Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka,
Chane mume wako nani? Unajua Nadia kweli mini nani?
We ni nani? Unampigia simu kama nani? Yeah. Hata utoe vya ndani atarudi hapa kwangu tu nyumbani. Yeah.
Anapenda vidogodogo mwenzako anavimumunya. Mwanamke unapenda zogo, tafuta jambo hilo la kufanya.
Simu havinishtui, atachoka nawe, wengine aende, yule hakagui.
Kelele ya chura haizui ng'ombe kunywa maji. Kwangu habanduki, kwako hatoboki, na kwa maana ye
anapenda wife material, mwenzako anakudanganya. Mwanamke una kasoro, tafuta jambo hilo la kufanya. Mwisho yataisha ni wangu.
Oh, ni wangu. Huyo nasema ni wangu. Oh, ni wangu. Kubali yaishe ni wangu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
What a hater say, sipping on that haterade. I'm tipsy off that Tangeray and Alizé. I'm hella paid. Pair of J's on me as I hit the stage, hella bait. Toast to the hard work, so every day we celebrate. I'm just a dream chaser trying to reach paper. A few years ago, you know we hadn't seen better, so I had to get up. Hustling never seen better. I'm fed up, but it won't get the best of me, my nigga. I live a fast life, if you can see. Mula team holding down Africa from the east, please. You know we're trying to stack up all the G's, getting money overseas. Mikey told me had a dream, Luther King, we believe.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back. If you feel me, holla back. I do it for the 2-5 low. We hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it down.
We hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it.
We hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it. See, I gotta get that dough. Your money been the motive. Mama told me take it slow, boy. Keep your options open. Now we be all up inside your TV. With a couple more beanies while we treat them haters like Stevie Wonder why these niggas bother anymore. Tell your tripper, shopper man. Wangari better know that we swaggy. Nigga, out your swaggy. Tucci's rolling doobies with some beanies in the backseat. But I don't trust these bitches. I don't trust these bitches. I don't trust these bitches, cause they might catch me slipping. But you already know, can't moolah, that's that 2-5 flow. Yeah, now when we down, you know we holding it.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back. If you feel me, holla back. I do it for the 2-5 low. We hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it.
Hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
I swear I've been waiting for this moment since I was 12 now. Rock a snapback, folk a fitted, let your brain smile. And we just glad you finally listened cause you chose style. 5 mighty kids been on a mission while they talk slime. You spit, I vomit, have you on it, dog, I breathe rhymes. No Superman, just rapaholic, see my team shines. So now I'm sipping gin and tonic, we don't squeeze limes. Cause life's been bitter for a nigga, but I'm still fine. Ha-ah, ha-ah, hey. I hope you learn the basics. Boy, them A to Z's, your 1 to 3s ain't talking about the Matrix. Thanks to KOC, oh yes indeed, I've graduated to MC. Living my dreams, glory to G.O.D.
And if I'm gonna make it worth it, then I gotta go hard. Got my city on my back. If you feel me, holla back. I do it for the 2-5 low. We hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it.
Hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it down.
Hold it down.
When we down, you know we holding it.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, that is Camp Mula with Hold It Down, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, the host with the most, if I do say so myself, welcoming you officially to journey with us all the way till 10 in the a.m. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio across all socials. We are also streaming on our various platforms. That's YouTube, Instagram. You're also on X as well as Facebook, and also on our website www.power254.org/Power Radio. Now, my guest is already in studio, and I'm so excited to be having this conversation. Today we shall be zeroing in and zooming into what exactly is happening in the Mount Kenya region. I mean, the president just concluded about 2 weeks ago his his presidential tour of Mount Kenya region. And of course, he came bearing some goodies. Some of those goodies, well, questionable. Also, a lot of drama was at play, basically, around the Mount Kenya region. And so we shall be talking a little bit about the power shifts and the political transition that the Mount Kenya region is currently facing towards the road towards 2027 general elections. And who better to have this conversation than a person of, from that region. And he has quite some extensive knowledge about the Mount Kenya region. Mr. Elijah Wangari joins us this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you too.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. You?
It's so good to see you. I'm super excited for our conversation. Thank you so much. Watu wa Nyeri wanasemaje?
Nyeri ni kuweka. Tunasema Nyeri matwini.
Okay.
That loosely translate to Nyeri ni heaven.
Okay.
We quit that to heaven. You know, our God resides in Mulima. And Mulima is in Nyeri.
Right.
So Nyeri is very okay, very peaceful. We thank God.
Okay. Is it raining right now or the sun is out to shine?
Yeah, there has been rain on and off.
Okay.
Yeah, and farmers are busy in their farms planting.
Yeah.
You know, it is a sowing season.
Yes.
So in as much, and it depends. Unajua hapa town.
Yeah.
Tunaambiwa ni shamba la mawe.
Huku ni shamba la mawe.
Yeah. ni shamba fertile.
All right.
So our farmers are busy there.
Yes.
Impregnating the land.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you.
Right. So just for people who might not know exactly who you are, kindly introduce yourself. Tell us everything that you are all about.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Uza
much.
sera zote.
My good name is Elijah Wangari.
Yes.
But my grandmother usually calls me Erija.
Erija.
Yes, with other women of her age.
Yes.
And that is the name that I grew up being known as.
Yes.
And I am a student of political science.
Nice.
I'm a graduate of the same course as well. And
from the university?
No. Kahora. From the Thika High School, which enabled me now to attend Maseno University.
The one.
The only university on Equator. Are we together?
We're together.
Globally.
Only.
The only university.
On the Equator.
On the Equator.
So kule mulikuwa, did you used to do those anti-clockwise manenos?
Yes. Kidogo niko on the other side of the Equator.
Yes.
On the next minute, actually second, niko the other side of the Equator.
You've been traveling the world.
But of course.
Basically.
And I'm humble enough not to say that.
Sorry, Basi.
Again, that is the only university
whereby
I attended class in Kisumu County, but slept in Vihiga County.
Right. So you're multi-county.
But I don't say it.
Yes.
And
love that.
I'm also now a master's candidate of development studies and community engagement.
Yes.
So when we are having this discussion about politics and development, because you understand that you can't split the two.
No.
And especially
they
politics,
intersect.
We can't split it from our day-to-day lives.
Yes.
They go
hand in hand.
And so you have the right person here. When we delve into that matter, I'm not talking about mehe.
No.
Or hearsay.
It's something that you know.
It's factual.
Guys, he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's something that I've analyzed.
Right.
I have the necessary tools to analyze that.
Yeah.
And I come from Nyeri County.
Yeah.
I also happen to serve as a youth senator for the Nyeri County.
All right.
And many people might ask, what is this youth senator thing?
Yeah.
There is an organization known as Youth Senate Kenya, whereby we have representatives from each and every county of our country, elected by the young people to represent their issues. So we usually have something known as a Bunge Youth Dialogue, and basically this is a mock parliament whereby we meet as young people to deliberate on issues that affect us, because we understand that issues that affect a young person in Nyeri County are the same issues that affect the young person in Kisumu County, in Wajir County, and across the country, despite our base and even despite our tribe. So, and that's why you saw in June 2024 that in all towns across the country, the young people were out picketing against this government or against the the conducts of the government.
Right.
Therefore, we deliberate on issues that affect young people. And again, you might ask, after deliberating on them, what do we do since we are not in government?
Yeah.
We are aligned to young members of parliament since they have their association known as Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association.
Yes.
Therefore, after getting these deliberations from our colleagues, from our fellow young countrymen and women, we also tend to work with young MPs and even forward these issues to them so that our voices can get a platform in parliament.
Right.
Because myself as Elijah, since I'm not elected by my people from Mukuroini or from Nyeri County, I can't stand on the floor of parliament. But then we have young members of parliament such as Babu Wino, Gasheri, Njeri Maina, Mheshimiwa, the Kirinyaga County MP, and the likes of Gitonga Mukunji, Manyata MP. These are the young members of parliament that we work with to ensure that young voices are amplified on the floor of parliament. And we are gracious enough to report that most of the deliberations that we've discussed they found themselves on the floor of parliament, either in forms of petitions, in form of questions, in form of statements.
Right.
Yeah, so that is who Elijah is.
Okay.
I believe that I've extensively described myself.
Unauza sweta vizuri sana. All right, sawa. And we will talk more a little bit later on what some of the work that you do. But let's just get into what has been making the headlines this morning. And I can see on the page of Daily Nation, the front page, some of the highlights of the stories is Ruto's string of court losses, a story that continues on page 7. But I want us to zero in on some of two stories making headlines, which is Wamatangi's arrest yesterday with 1.7 billion graft probe, millions seized in home, which were close to 2 million in cash and some dollars. Right there is a story that has been highlighted by page 2 of the Daily Nation. And of course, there's a story here on page 6 of the Daily Nation as well. Death threats, assassination. Tell us about your meetings. Kanja answers Gashagwa. The deputy president said, and he actually wrote a statement to the IG, Mr. Kanja, saying that his life is under threat. So I want us to zero in on those two stories. So first things first, Wamatangi, Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi spent the better part of his day yesterday at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission headquarters, responding to questions over alleged financial and procurement irregularities amounting to 1.7 billion Kenya shillings. Another day, another graft scandal, another another story of impunity, because I don't think this is gonna go anywhere.
Sure.
There's definitely a lot of things to be said about that. What was your initial reaction to this?
One, I would ask myself, why always Kiambu?
Truly.
Because we had another gentleman by the name Wakahare. And I don't know,
what's his name?
Nyoro.
Yes.
Former
as
governor.
well. Yeah, and now Waititu as well, Ferdinand.
Waititu is the one who has been referred as Wakahare. I don't know
the
reason as to why they refer to him as Wakahare, because for me, it is ironical. But then, why always Kiambu? I would ask myself. That is one. And second thing, I would like to give a disclaimer.
Right.
Most of our leaders, more so the county managers, who happens to be the governors, are corrupt. That one goes without saying. This is something that even a blind man can see.
Right,
that they are corrupt. And they are looting public resources at county level, and they are also embezzling public resources. But then we've seen a body, EACC, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, being politically weaponized.
Right.
To attack some of the leaders based on their political affiliation. I would tend to ask myself, before it go to 1.7 billion, where were EACC? Again, prior to president's visit in Mulima, whereby Kimani Wamatangi was evidently seen mobilizing young people, mobilizing women and crowds against the president's or before the president visits. And even there has been claims that he has been paying them not to attend the meeting or to attend and to boo some of the leaders. Again, prior to Wamatangi not attending a function that a fundraising, actually, to be precise, a fundraising function that happened in his county on Sunday, led by a certain member of parliament, aligned to the government. Why was he clean that time? And now suddenly, after the president has left Mulima, and after him not attending that event whereby he was the host governor, now he's been found to be corrupt. I'm not saying that the governor is clean. All I'm saying is these are kind of setup. And I would like EACC also to investigate other governors. Because I have friends. I have friends who are so close with the governors, who are so close with these leaders. And the story that they'll tell you is that these people have the same amount of money as Kimani.
Or even more.
Wamatangi.
Yeah, or even more.
Or even more.
Yes.
As cash, I would tend to ask myself, what was he doing with 13 million cash money?
In your house.
In your house, in your vehicle.
People have money out here, man.
And
I need to put my life in order.
Oh, for sure. We really need to.
We do. And the other thing is that, people were out there
on the same breath,
shouting,
On the same breath.
Yes.
If you look at the denomination of the notes.
Yes.
There is some thousands, there are 200s,
yes.
And then there are dollars.
Yeah.
These dollars, I tend to believe that they are for governor's personal expenses. And they were rounding up to around 1 million Kenyan shillings if you convert them.
Yes.
Because they were in 100 denominate, whatever that
one.
Yes.
13, it was $13, $13,000.
Exactly. That's approximately 1.5, 1.6 thereabouts, depending on the exchange
on who
rate.
You ask.
But then, I tend to also believe the notes that were in 200 shillings were meant for public and to buy the public. Now, the same public whom their resources have been stolen, because now there's an accusation. I don't know whether it's true or not.
Yes.
But then it is the same public who are celebrating him around, who are saying, release our thief.
Seriously.
I mean,
our thief.
Yes, our thief. They are the same people who are at the EACC gate.
Yes.
Instead
protesting for his release.
Instead of letting the law follow its course. So that they can investigate, they can tell us how this guy is corrupt, how he got his resources. And then, if he is found guilty, let them face the full wrath of
the law.
Again, now it will be upon us as citizens to tell now EACC, well done, you've done well with the Kiambu issue. Now can you go to the next county? Probably can you come to my county, Nyeri? After that, can we go to Laikipia? Can we go to investigate all these governors? The resources that they have, that they've embezzled, can they return the resources? And can they be punished for that? Because 13 mics, easy pesa mandazi.
No.
13 mics.
It's
Man,
a lot. It's a lot.
Any pesa, some people here in Kenya, they only see it in TVs.
Right.
And they might even
and
die
movies.
Without even getting closer to that kind of money.
Yeah.
So when I see that kind of evidence, and despite the fact that Kimani Wamatangi is being haunted politically.
Yes.
If he is corrupt, he's corrupt, irrespective of his political affiliation. So let him face the full wrath of law. And I would like to urge my countrymen and women. What I saw yesterday, one in Kiambu, when he was being arrested, I saw the residents of Kiambu coming out in large numbers, defending their governors, and even running towards the motorcade. But all these people, from my analysis, it's like they were going for some handouts, to see, hey, when you shout most, when you seem like you are celebrating the governor, he might dish some of those 200 notes that we saw. We also saw others at the EACC gate, trying to say, oh, release our governor, oh, he's our thief. Again, after his release, because it is on record, Governor Kimani Wamatangi walked along, I don't know whether it is Uhuru Highway or which street here in town, celebrating, and with large crowds. It's as if he had gone to receive some medals at EACC. What kind of madness is this? I mean, we are celebrating, we are glorifying corruption in our country.
Yes, we are enabling.
And if we are the people that we are saying we are going to liberate our country, which I strongly believe that we are going to do it, not with the same mentality that we saw yesterday. It's so sad. Now, tell me, a person who is in Nairobi, how did he get to come to or how did he come to get to know Kimani? I confuse him with Wamatangi and Wamatangi,
and
whatever.
Ishungwa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I tend not to understand how a person from Kiambu got to Nairobi to defend a person who is being held for graft. I really don't understand the nexus.
Yeah.
Did they ferry these people?
Yeah.
Are these people from Nairobi but they want to worship someone? I mean, this is not the right mentality if indeed we are saying that we are going to liberate our country from this kind of leadership. So whatever is happening, for me, I would say, let the law follow its course.
All right.
And we'll get full report. And after that,
Yes.
I also want to see EACC going to Nyanza, going to Eastern, going to the coastal region to investigate these governors.
Right.
There is no harm with investigating someone. Someone is innocent until proven
guilty.
But we also need to see in their wardrobes, in their vehicles, how much do they have so that we can tally, so that we can know ni pesa ngapi zinaibwa na hao viongozi, pesa zetu.
You say well.
Sure.
All right. Moving quite along because I can see we do not have time.
Yes.
Ex-deputy Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua writes to Kanja, IG
Yes.
Kanja Douglas yesterday,
Yes.
saying that his life is in danger.
Sure.
There's a whole publication of some of the attempts of unaliving as the kids. As the kids nowadays usually say,
Yes.
Obviously this is political.
True, definitely.
Yeah.
And one, as a common mwananchi, I would tend to imagine someone of the caliber of the former DP. He's a senior citizen in our country.
Yeah.
He's a person who has served as a member of parliament.
Yeah.
He's a person who has served as a deputy president.
Yes.
The second most powerful position in our country, irrespective of the duration. And on top of that, ni mtoto wa Maumau. Him saying that he's in danger as a mtoto wa Maumau. Mtoto wa Maumau is a very serious fella. Si mtu atimuoga hapa town. But for him to get to say that his life is in danger, I can imagine me, I'm total of no one. Then I even don't think that I have a life. If somebody at that level may decide that.
Yeah.
But again, I saw the letter that the former deputy president, or rather the second deputy president, wrote to IG Kanja. I saw his claims. And from my analysis, I would say they were factual. Because we've seen chaos being arising from the events that he attends. We saw it in Kasarani.
Yeah.
We saw it the other day. Was it in Muranga?
Yeah.
Where some... No, Kiambu actually.
Yeah.
Where some goons infiltrated his engagement.
Yes.
We saw the same in
At
Munyiri.
church,
Actually, his home county. You can imagine.
Yeah.
And so I would say that his claims are factual. We've even seen him addressing crowds via phone. Over the weekend, he was addressing mourners in Nakuru over the phone. And he has been alleging that he's avoiding public gatherings so that to maintain peace. Because anytime he goes to these meetings and the state knows it, they sponsor some goons and at times even some police
serious
officers.
because it's a matter of national insecurity
Sure.
concerns as well. A lot
Yeah.
of public people could be in danger just
True.
because of that
Sure.
kind of thing.
And I would like to caution the state.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
whether Rigiji is politically inclined or not, Rigiji, or the former deputy president, at his level, he has serious security information about our country. And sometimes it's not even about his security as a person. It is about our security as a country. If you don't issue this guy security, sufficient security, imagine him being kidnapped by Al-Shabaabs. You can imagine the harm at which we'll be exposing ourselves as a country.
Yeah.
Because these people will torture him to get information.
Yes.
This is a person who has sat in the National Security Council. You can imagine the security information that he has at his disposal.
Yes.
So let's assume that due to his lack of security, he falls on the wrong hands. Then I think we'll be bombed left, right, and center as a country. So I feel like the state should look at a bigger picture and not look at the former deputy president just as a politician. Give him security, And, the security, they follow commands. Let them, the security even brief now, the state, that this guy is going this and this place, this guy is going and this. It is so easy to contain him politically rather than exposing him out here. Something else. Rigiji controls the mountain as we speak. He controls the mountain.
Is he the kingpin?
Self-declared, yes. And even maybe in fullness of time, we'll see even the crowd declaring that. And if something bad happens to him, God forbid, this will break this country. Because now this will lead to ethnic violence.
Clashes all over again.
Because now the Mrima people will be, you are attacking our son. You want to kill our son. They want to retaliate. In that process, it is not the CS interior, neither is it the IG who will suffer. It is the common mwananchi.
Yes.
It is the people who live in cosmopolitan areas such as Kericho, Nakuru, Nairobi, and other Kisumu that will suffer innocent lives because of political ego wars, because now the former DP is in political wars with his former boss. And I don't think it is so expensive to issue the former deputy president with security. And if at all he's on the wrong side, let him also face the full wrath of the law. Nobody is beyond the law. But then this issue of telling us he's inciting people, he's planning violence, what, then who said that if I am planning violence as Elijah, the best thing to do is for you to also organize criminal gangs to come and attack me? Let me face the full wrath of law. So I feel like Rigiji, as a person, as a Kenyan, as a leader, former leader in this country, former deputy president, and even current leader, should be issued with security. I mean, it is his constitutional right. So mambo ingine yenye inapangwa, I feel like
need to bury the hatchet.
It is not right.
Okay.
And let Kenyans decide whom they want to vote for, whom they don't want to vote for. Because even reading on the first page of the Daily Nation about the court rulings, we are a country whereby we are being led by people who are suspending the constitution. Because now the enemy of the state is anybody who is trying to criticize them. We've seen them even getting into wars with children. People who even don't vote. But they know what is happening in their country. So when they try to be creative and come up with a play, they are being told that they are attacking the government. And what is the repercussion? Them being tear gassed. Their head teacher being transferred to a remote area. Them being punished severely, some of them even being suspended. I mean, these are minor, these are children. The last time it were the Gen Zs. We were even called criminals for even coming out of the in the streets to picket, exercising our constitutional right as enshrined in Article 33 of the
criminalized,
Constitution. Now we are being told we are gangs. We eat in pizzas. We eat pizzas in KFCs. We drive in. I mean, when did it become a criminal offense for you to picket harmlessly, unarmed? So I think the current regime is sinking our constitution, and I would like to appreciate our courts, because even in all those nullifications, the courts are trying to uphold our constitution, and that should be the way.
Right. Okay. That story leads us to the end of our news roundup. Let's take a quick breather. When we come back, we get into our day's discussion. Leo tunaguza Murima. We have to. We want to discuss some of the political transitions and power shifts that are happening at the Mount Kenya region with our guest Elijah Wangari. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Back to the matter, back to where we started. I really want you, I really
is granted. Nobody else can ever put us under. You grace my eyes, you are a wonder. Napenda vitu we ufanya. Na the night is young, tutajibamba. 100 degrees when we pull up, you know. Inakuanga kumbi estima na maji. You know how we do, tuko lit, tuko true, tuli blessed, tuka chest, tumetingika kiasi. Yo, mko wapi? Tuko party, tumechill gang gang, wazi wazi na tuko happy. Tuko lucky, too much blessings, wanadhani ni bahati. Yeah. Ukituona, Johnny kunoma, warembo kila kona, ai kumeshona. Niliwashomi sina noma, wakanikoma, na sabidi mina iweka kwa ngoma. Sherehe proper na chupa zikikosa, ambia weta akalete tutakopa. Tunapenda wote manzi wanene, wakonde, hatujali bora tu wasikose. Ona vile fomu inawaua, cause we make it look easy. Akasi kolonzi wangejua, sipiga janta daily. Sijazaliwa kanairo, mini wakukam, kizungunia kusakamula. Bounce kula tenga tatu, sisumbuliwe na mtu. Leo kituwana, Johnny kunoma, warembo kila kona, ai kumeshona.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is Charisma with the song Honor, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike. I am your host, and we are still here with my guest, Mr. Elijah Wangari. He is a youth senator from Munyiri County, and we are about to get into our discussions right now. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. If you have any questions regarding our conversation today, kindly get in touch with us on our socials. We are at Power Radio across all socials, and we will be sure to get right into it. All right, let's now shift gears, man, to Mount Kenya. You know, what's brewing? Nani ameguza Murima? There's a lot going on in the Mount Kenya region.
Sure.
Yeah. I think my first question would be, set the scene for us right now. What would you describe as what would you describe the current times that the Mount Kenya region is experiencing politically?
Sure. Thank you so much, Anne, for that good question.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I would even like to know, how do you get to know these songs? You know, as a village boy, I'm used to Itugati. So when I'm here in town, I'm feeling some good vibes. Can you people adopt me here?
Please. Yes, but that's Power Radio. Sure. We only play good Kenyan music because there's a lot of Kenyan good music here.
I need to polish myself up regards to the playlist.
Fantastic.
When we talk of Mount Kenya region, and actually this issue of dividing our country into regions, you know, initially we used to have the provinces, came to counties, trying to dilute that tribal division or dividing our country along tribal lines. But then it seems not still to be working because as Murima, we are still not seen as Nyeri, Nyandarua, Kiambu. We are seen as still as Murima. When we get to Nyanza, we also see it. But what is the genesis of this? I think this was brought up by the colonialists when they came into our country because initially we didn't have those clashes or even tribal differences. Because I remember from my history classes, the Agikuyu would trade with the Maasais, they would trade with Akambas, they would trade with other people, the Luos the same, and even the Costorians with the Arabs. But then when the colonialists came, they used that, and that is why we usually say divide and rule. They had to divide us into regions along tribal lines. And unfortunately, after independence, we inherited and maintained the same structures that the colonialists left us with. You remember during independence, KANU was formed of major tribes in Kenya. That it was the Agikuyu, the Kalenjin, and the Luos. Again, KADU was formed by the minority, the likes of the Maasais et al. And they were the majority tribes, but again, minority in numbers. And you remember once we did beat the white man, and it was time for him to leave. Actually, it was Jaramogi Oginga Odinga who was supposed to be the president, the founding father of the republic. But then, since we didn't have the issues of tribalism, he was selfless enough to say, no Kenyatta, no independence. He suspended his interest or personal interest for the sake of the country. But then, once Kenyatta came into power, I think he utilized now his base, his political base. And that is when we started seeing the Mount Kenya mafias, the Kiambu mafias. Actually, we started with the Kiambu mafias. When he was making statements that leadership should not go beyond River Chania. That meant like leadership should not go beyond Kiambu County. Many people mistake that with that. Leadership should not go to other regions. Actually, it was not to go beyond Kiambu because River Chania is what splits Kiambu and Nyeri County. So even according to Kenyatta and the Kiambu mafias, leadership was not supposed even to get to Nyeri or to other Murima regions. And after Kenyatta passed on in 1978, Moi came in, his his deputy. And when Moi came in, you remember, he said, ni kufuata nyayo. So we just replaced the Kiambu mafias or Kikuyu mafias with now the Kalenjin mafias. Now we even made tribalism worse. Remember now during that time, you'd find that certain businesses in certain regions used to thrive, whereas others used to go down. And now Kibaki came after Moi, and he tried to neutralize things. But again, politics being it, in 2007, we saw what happened to our country. Again, he came back to Murima, and it usually happens that we belong to the same class with the politicians during elections or when they need our votes. Once they get it, now they belong to political class. They become political elites. Whereas we down here as citizens, we remain the holopolois. Now, I think, and then came Uhuru. Actually, during the 2013 campaigns, there were discussions that Mount Kenya cannot produce another president. You cannot produce two successive presidents. So it was not even about the presidential candidate's manifesto, his integrity, his ethics, his ideologies, his developmental agenda. It was like you are barring a qualified someone from a certain region simply because of his tribe, not even because of his qualification. So on that, we did suspend merit. Our politics lack ideology. that's why you'll find these political parties, they have to rebrand over and over. And that's why you'll find these politicians also, they even don't have a stand that they believe in. Today they're in party A, tomorrow they're in party B. They just look like monkeys hovering around the forest. It can stay in any forest, you know. That's why they are usually they are the same, you know. Unlike in developed countries, whereas you'll find it is so hard for Obama, President Obama, to shift from his political party, the Democrat, to join the Republicans. Same thing with the UK, and that's why when you find these people, their position contradicting with that of the political party, or their position contradicting with that of Mwananchi. Let's say that we were in a first world country. In 2024, during the Gen Z's protest, that was a protest vote against the government. The best thing that the government ought to have done is to resign, to step aside and because the public have shown a vote of no confidence with you. But then for us here, you'll find somebody saying, over my dead body. They can't even resign. Even as a mayor person, as a Catholic chairman, they don't want to leave power. Now, back to Murima issues.
Yes.
There has been this argument that we are the people who fought for independence.
Yeah.
The Mau Maus.
A falsehood.
we are the people who went to the forest. We are the people who reclaimed back our country, among other stories. So there is that entitlement by a few, I would call them bourgeoisies or the mafias, that they still, they believe like,
monopolizing the ownership of,
you know,
without
Mount Kenya and you know, they used Mount Kenya to defend themselves. It is actually individuals. It is not about the Mount Kenya as a region, because we don't benefit from this. I can tell you for sure. The 10 years that President Uhuru was in power, I believe he awarded, even if they were Kikuyus, they were his cronies first. He never came and picked Elijah from my village to come and give me some tender, to give me a position. He usually takes his cronies. So when we say the Kikuyus, no, it is not about the
it's self-preservation.
Yes. And I feel so bad when there is I'm viewed like you Kikuyus don't deserve this. As if I'm related to President Kenyatta, as if I'm related to President Kibaki. I still have a right as a person in this country to make personal decision, not being judged by who has been my president before. Because these people never brought bread to my house. These people never brought unga to my house. So now, where we are currently, our masses have been convinced. Definitely the government is not working. But again, we've been convinced that as a region, we need to have our own for our country to work, which is not true. We can have better candidates out here, elite leaders who don't come from Murima and will still benefit from their leadership, as compared to us having a president who comes from Murima who is incompetent. When Mwai Kibaki introduced free primary education, he never did so to Murima children alone. It was a benefit to the entire country.
Yes.
When also Kibaki opened up the country to China, and that is when we saw businesses thriving. He never did that so that it is only Kikuyu who can do business. He opened that for the entire country. So this mentality of us believing that we must have our own, I think it is the same mentality that it is killing us. We saw yesterday when Governor Kimani Wamatangi was being arrested. Now he says he's our leader. You see, but then when he's looting, it is his money. It is not our money. Then
the disconnect.
When do we differentiate this? That you are our leader when you are in problem or when you need our votes, but then after getting to that, it is your money. Whereas we know that it is our resources. So the issue that it is there with in Murima, you know, Mount Kenya people, they are I may say that statistically they are numbers. So when there is a noise across the country and the mountain is part of the noise, then we start profiling people ethnically and saying that it is the Mount Kenya that it is fighting the government of the day, which is not true. When there were the Gen Z's protest out there, we saw even people from Rift Valley. We saw people even from Eldoret themselves.
Nakuru.
We saw people from Nyanza. We saw people across the country.
Yeah.
Was that Mount Kenya really?
No.
Were all those people there from Mount Kenya? I mean, the people, they are tired themselves. The citizens are tired. So when we try to blame it on Mount Kenya because Mount Kenya is part of it, I think we are trying to bring that discussion that we used to have in 2007. And we've seen politicians actively reviving the conversation, which is so dangerous to our national security, about 42 against 1.
But
43 against 1.
Aren't we just mirroring what the politicians and the political class is doing? Because let's go back 2 weeks,
Yes.
ago when the president went to Mount Kenya.
Sure.
Out of all I think for now he's done close to 5-6 tours across different regions,
Sure.
coastal, northeastern, yada yada. We did not see any other region him doing a media tour.
Sure.
Which Mount Kenya he did. Granted that Mount Kenya plays into 47% of the voting block,
Yes.
So we are also looking at rallying it up and looking at the numbers game that it is,
Sure.
So are we on the right to sort of shift the blame to the Kenyans, yet it is all a political gimmick at the end of the day? So kindly weigh in on the presidential tour that happened in Mount Kenya, I found it to be quite unnecessary, very pompous. The media tours, we also found, a lot of, I would say the locals there.
Sure.
Just by the mere fact of this leader standing in front of them, they were being booed and we're like, Wongo, we don't want to hear what you have to say. Then we also had another very bad PR wrong move from the Douglas Kanja himself,
Sure.
the Inspector General in Nyeri, standing up and saying, Mutap elect Ruto again.
Man.
So with all that, it's quite a mouthful.
Sure.
Twende tu nayo.
True.
Yeah.
Again, it was quite unfortunate to see the Inspector General of Police,
Yeah.
an independent institution,
Yes.
as enshrined in our Constitution,
in civilian matters.
Civilian matters,
Yeah.
in political affairs.
Yeah.
I mean, even with uniform. You know that symbolizes authority.
Yeah.
In a political rally,
Yeah.
campaigning for a certain political side. That was so wrong of him.
Wrong move.
And that's now a point whereby we are questioning even the independence of the police. If the IG himself is politically inclined, then why not the police?
Yeah.
How can they convince us that the police are independent, whereas we know they are a body that follows orders and commands? That is number one. We also saw the CDF the other day handling on to issues politics. And to make it worse, we were saying that we are not supposed to be chanting must go, must go. And indeed, we are saying must went because it ought to have happened as early as yesterday, you know.
Yeah.
And that is our democratic right, a right to express ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, and even coming out to the streets, it was our right. I don't think there is somewhere in the Constitution that states that military should be fighting or should be in wars with the citizen. The role of the military is to fight Al-Shabaab and to protect our borders. Protecting our country from external threats, not domestic. Hapa mambo ya domestic tuko na AP, mambo ya kusort mambo yetu locally hapa. And when we look at the president's tour in Mlima,
Yes.
you know, there is a very interesting angle, political angle that people have not looked at it and they've not analyzed it. And I want to unpack it here.
Okay.
You know, the president, after the election and even shortly before the impeachment of the former deputy president, during the impeachment and after the impeachment, got into political bed with the opposition. And we say that he got a political girlfriend by the name Raila Amolo Odinga. Where I come from, we call them Gashugwa, you know. And in most cases, these Gashungwas, these girlfriends, they're expensive to maintain. And it has been proven with now by girlfriend Raila Odinga.
Yeah.
Because once Raila got into government, he demanded CS positions. He demanded PS positions. We've seen
Which
the
he was
president
granted.
going out of his way, creating 7 new state departments. So and even creating positions for 7 new PSs. You know, we've seen president of the Republic of Kenya getting what if 5 CSs from the opposition.
Yeah.
And including the AG.
Yes.
Our government today, the majority are from the opposition side. And even that itself is killing our democracy as a country. Because why are you undermining the voice of the opposition, which is supposed to represent and to be your watchdog, to hold you accountable as a government? We are suppressing them. Now, this girlfriend has been making more demands. He wants state departments.
Yeah.
He wants parastatals as well. He is demanding for a DP position in the next election. And this girlfriend also has a track record of not delivering politically. So I think the president wanted to keep the girlfriend on toes and on check and show him, hey man, in as much as you're my girlfriend, I also have my main wife. And I'm going to show you this. So when the president was coming to the mountain, he was not interested in launching the projects because there were none. There were no projects to be launched. To be honest,
He was relaunching markets that have been in existence for 3 years.
We even saw him launching sewage in Meru County. I mean,
God.
And if you could count the vehicles that were there, the people were there, the resources that were used, those resources were sufficient enough to rehabilitate that sewer line.
Right.
While the president was still at State House working on other national
Projects,
issues.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then the president now wanted to show his girlfriend that he still has influence in Mulima. He wanted to tell the girlfriend, come slow. Come slow. I still have my political base. So when we see all the resources that he used, all the resources that were crowdsourced.
7 choppers.
7 choppers in Mulima. You know, in all the other visits that he has made around the country, the analysts have said, even in papers, that the Mount Kenya visit was the most expensive visit. He wanted to hire crowds, which he did. He wanted to show Raila Odinga that he still has his political base and that if bad gets to us, he can still go back to Mulima. But then the Mulima people, because I'm part and parcel of the Mulima, there are people who respects authority. There are people who respects leadership. When you come as a leader, it is so hard for you to find you being booed or being them throwing stones and shoes and whatnots onto you.
Yeah.
Very difficult. We've had Raila Amolo Odinga campaigning in Mount Kenya region. You'd find his rallies full of people, full of crowds. But then at the end of the day, when they speak through the ballot, they don't vote for him. But they attended his rallies, they cheered him, you know. And the same thing happened to the president. And to make it worse, he had mobilized crowds, mobilized and paid crowds to cheer him. And he avoided some certain sections of Mulima to avoid embarrassment. But you'll find in Kiambu, since the people there are mature enough not to boo their leader, their president, because he still has that we call it modegi. I don't know how to call it in a national language.
Yeah.
But he still has I would say he's still the one who is in charge of the country. They wouldn't boo him, but they did boo the people that he were with.
Yes.
They
Kimani
did boo
Gishungwa.
Kimani Gishungwa, former
Laikipia was
Laikipia,
crazy.
they booed those elected leaders there at the
Yeah.
grassroots level.
Yeah.
We saw even the current woman member of assembly, Kiambu, being booed. You know,
Muradhi. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and that one itself was speaking volumes onto the president. That the people were telling him, we are tired of this government, we are tired of you, and we can't see anything that the government is doing, and we are just giving you time before we make our decision.
Yes.
But then,
Yeah.
the president, I've told you that he wanted to show something to the other side. He had crowds
Yeah.
in most areas because even in Kikuyu we say dedikagona muguogo ayo. So this means that an elephant, we don't bury an elephant with
Its
tusks. Its tusks. We have to remove them, sell them so that we can bury the elephant after removing the valuables out of it. The same thing with the president. In as much as the Murima people want him out, they still know that he has resources. And these resources belong to the people. So they attended the meetings for them to get those resources, but they haven't changed their mind. Now, after getting all that booing, getting that crowds, I heard him speak and say that he'll win in 2027 and he still has numbers. And I want to remind him that anytime that you go to the market and you find one trader selling a goat and the other one selling a monkey. For instance, let's go to our market in Gakendo, Mukurweni, which is the oldest market around, which still practices barter trade. That is the place that you can go there and exchange your bag of beans or your bags of beans with a goat. We still practice barter trade there. In that market, we have trader A coming with a goat and trader B coming with a monkey. Both of them want to sell. See, during the day, all traders and the crowds will be gathered around the trader who is selling the monkey. But in the evening, as market ikifungwa, the traders will go, the buyers, they will go to the person who is selling the goat. They'll buy the goat at the end of the day. The person who was selling the monkey, despite having a large crowd, will still go back home with his monkey. And that is the same thing with the president. He should understand that. And the government of the day, that despite having big crowds, let it not confuse them that these ones will be translated into votes. Secondly, there is a demographic that is coming up, and that is the Gen Zs and the millennials. And these are the people who will affect the 2027 election. Beyond now, these are tribal arrangements, And if you listen to politicians, including the former deputy president, yesterday when he was in Mlolongo and Machakos, he was asking the young people, Gen Z mko, nyinyi ndio mtakomboa inchi. The same thing, if you look at the president, he established even a whole department of engaging the young people. We've seen UDA chapter in where, trying to bring the Gen Zs and the millennials together so that they can influence the election. Now, these are the people who form 40% of our voter registry. That is according to data from the IBC. For a whooping 40%, if they decide that they want their way, I think we only need the support of women. Because with the support of women, we'll have our presidential candidate. Very fast. Again, if you still go into the... if we still look at with a gender lens, women are the majority in this country. They form around 52-53% of the entire population. So if also women are so interested, they can even get their presidential candidate. So if we can unite the young people and women, we can have our own presidential candidate. And I would also want to challenge the young people.
Yes.
Because I've sat in these political formations and I've had their main key or their main point of focus is the young people. Now, they are trying to develop strategies on how to woo young people into their political parties, into their alignments. But then, are we asking ourselves as young people, are we also organizing ourselves to woo them? I don't want to call them the old, but are we also, are we coming up with formations to ensure that hata sisi tutakuja hapa nje, we say tunataka wazazi wetu pia watu join, other than them saying we have the young people, because now they are saying, hey, sisi tuko na Gen Z. Is it time even for us Gen Zs and millennials to say that we have our parents back, we have our parents support? And I can tell you for sure, and if you join the X platforms and even the discussions that are there, anytime that you meet young people, the discussions is about how are we registering for IDs. After getting the IDs, how are we mobilizing even our friends, our colleagues in the villages, in towns, in suburbs to register as voters?
Right.
And after that,
Yeah.
the discussion will be, how do we mobilize our fellow young people to ensure that they've cast their ballot? And once we succeed in that, I believe we'll have comboed this country. We'll comboed this country for once and for all.
Yeah.
Because we are the voices. Pale, was it 24th June? Tulibakisha
kidogo tu.
Hivi.
But
Hanya
naona
nina marigo.
watu watarudi.
But then
Watu
now,
watarudi.
we are going to do it. And 2027 is not far.
Yeah.
So now I would urge my fellow young people,
Yeah.
the young people, to use the same strategies that we did use to mobilize ourselves into the streets, to mobilize ourselves now to register for IDs. Let us collect those national identity cards. Because the next thing that I feel is that there is going to be suppression to ensure that the young people don't get IDs on time, to make sure that those IDs are zitoki, especially if you are from a region that is seen to be opposing the current regime. So the best thing is to register for that ID now. So that by that time we'll have the ID.
Yeah.
Again, once we have the IBC, the commission on board, now can we turn out in large numbers to register as voters? And let us use TikTok, let us use Facebook, let us use Instagram, let us use WhatsApp to mobilize ourselves to go and cast those votes. Let us, once you voted, piga hiyo kidole picha, tuweke hapo kwa status, tuone wewe umepiga kura. And let us protect our votes because we know what the current regime can do. This time round, initially, we've been experiencing voter apathy, especially among the young people. But hatujakuwa tukijihusisha kwa siasa because we are like, siasa ituhusu, siasa ni ya mabazu, siasa ni ya watu wako na pake, wako na... But now we've known how siasa affects us. We've known how bad leadership leads to lack of job opportunities, leads to embezzlement and looting of public resources, and even an increase of taxes and debts. We don't want that again. We don't want to not to be on the table now, because if you are not on the table, then definitely will be on the menu. And any table that is being formed right now without the young people being on the table,
it's not for them.
It is not for them. And I am encouraging the young people to go in that table, destroy it, and then create their own table and invite the other people. Now we will not be guests in other people's table.
Right.
We'll have our own table and have other people as guests in our own table.
I love that.
Thank you.
Are we observing the death or the beginning of some new dynasty politics in Mount Kenya? What do you think this political transition is going to look like, even as we gear up to 2027?
Apparently, my region, and this is so unfortunate, we are emotional voters, and it is known.
Isn't that voters across the world anyway? That's why Donald Trump is president for the second time. Because we keep falling for their gimmicks. It's a very emotional choice.
Sure, but for US, I would view it differently because US, their political, they have an ideology even as a country. And for US, I would subject that to the issue that the Democrats never gave, or the Democrats leaders, the leadership of the political party never gave the masses the liberty to nominate their preferred presidential candidate. They just picked somebody, Kamala Harris, and said that this is going to be our... But normally, the nominees, they're usually subjected to nominations, whereby the party members would go and nominate their preferred candidate. So that was kind of dictatorship in a democratic political party, which people revolted. So some of the people who even voted for Trump, they were Democrats who felt like...
our party has thrown us under the bus.
Exactly. And there was also the extension of Obama rule, all those kind of things. They ought to have left it to the masses to pick up their preferred candidate.
Right.
But then again, they brought in Trump. I think they are feeling in the weight.
Yeah.
And it is up to them. Now back home here.
Yes.
For us as a region, we are usually emotional voters.
How so?
And it is known.
How so?
I would say this. In 2022, when we were having a change of regime,
Yeah.
and when the fourth president
Basically,
was
when our
retiring.
world ended.
Those are your words,
When
Anne.
our world ended, my God.
I didn't want to say that, but since
But
you said,
now that we're here,
I support.
Yes.
Now, during that time, we saw the president trying to inform us through all means. I've worked with this person. I know these people. Please don't vote in for these people. I've worked with them 10 years. You can imagine a crocodile coming out of the ocean to tell you the hippopotamus is sick. And you are there, no, a hippo cannot get sick. A hippo is well. You know, that is what Uhuru told us. He told us, I've worked with this guy. I've worked with these people. I know them. This is how they look. They are not going to take you anywhere. They are going to loot this country. They are going to embezzle our funds. Please, my people, listen to me. Go this way. We never listened. We are like, no, you are a drunkard. We are like, no, you misled us. Oh, yes. We are like, oh, Amashati, what can you tell us?
Yeah.
Hey, you are never there.
Yeah.
You don't have leader.
We're here now.
This is where we are. We made an emotional vote to punish Uhuru, not to get ourselves a good leader, to punish you. Now, the government that we have today, it needs to be punished severely. It needs to be punished. And for me, I would say we even need to introduce a clause in the constitution. If the people reject you, then you should never ever appear again in any public platform. Should never come to seek votes again. If you are rejected, enda nyumbani, because they don't have dignity. Like in the US, when we saw Obama defeating McCain, we've never seen McCain again. But then here, people still want.
There's an obsession with wanting to retain power in this country.
And
that's what I was asking.
We need to ask ourselves,
yeah,
is it because these people, they fight so much, they even kill people to be in power?
Yeah.
Is it that they are so obsessed with service delivery?
And power to do what?
There is some other motivation that they have.
Yeah.
Now, with ourselves in Murima, in as much as we'll be punishing this government, kindly let us get someone or people who will lead us somewhere. We should not be so obsessed with punishing someone to an extent that supersedes our thought of having someone who can lead us somewhere.
So do we not have a current kingpin at the Mount Kenya
We
region
have-
right now?
we
And is it even that important? Because as Gen Zs, we were leaderless, right? I thought that was the beginning of a new era where we decentralize from one person.
True.
If we come together as a people, this is the one voice that we are speaking in, because we are tired of individuals and going towards issue-based politics.
True.
Yeah.
That is true, especially among the young people.
Yeah.
The young people might chant their own way, which I likely foresee and even pray for, that may we chant our independent way. But looking into the history, and because we can't run away from history, and it is the history of yesterday and yesteryears that shape our today and even our tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you look at our parents, it will be so difficult for them to chant their own path. Most of them, our parents and grandparents, even you've had discussions, the young people saying that we are going to hide their IDs during the election day because we can preempt the decisions that they are going to make. It is the same people that we are telling us it is so disrespectful for us to express ourselves. I mean, we're in the 21st century. We are not in the 19th century whereby you had to kneel down while greeting you an assistant chief, or you had to stand up when an assistant chief was passing. I mean, we are in an enlightenment era whereby we can criticize our government as it is our right. But then, in Murima currently, we not only have a kingpin, I feel like we have two kingpins.
Who are they?
There are some sections who are still waiting for the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, to make a declaration and to give them direction which side to go. There are other sections. The majority now, they are with the mtoto wa Maumau, the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua.
Yes.
So I feel like wherever Rigathi Gachagua is going to decide or to make a point that we should go this way, most of those senior citizens within our society, they are going to follow that path without even using their own analysis to know whether this path is right or wrong. Because apparently we'll be making an emotional vote. Anything that it is against the government of the day, I'm so sure, will not even look or even have the lenses to analyze how are they going to help us. How are they going to walk us out of the depth of debt? But provided we say must go, must went, I think that is the path that everybody will follow. And I've said that Uhuru Kenyatta has big stakes. I've also said Rigathi Gachagua has big stakes.
Yeah.
So we still, to some extent, we are still, I would say, held hostage by certain families, by certain individuals. But if we can succeed to do away with the two and chant our own path, I think we'll have killed dynasties. I think we'll have neutralized the leadership of this country and opened up the floor that anybody, anywhere, can be a leader in this country. Because even the discussions that we've been having, if you look, the Gen Zs have their preferred presidential candidates. But then you'll find most discussions ati huyu ashaikuwa nini, hata ajaikuwa chairman wa Cattle Dip, huyu hata ajaichaguliwa kama MCA, huyu hata ana resources, huyu hata ajui inchi, you know, hata campaign akitumia nini. But is that really necessary? Do we need to see choppers around? The other day, actually the day before yesterday, Juicy, there was this CS nominee for gender. And there has been a lot of criticism against her. No, but all those things never caught my ears.
Yeah.
There's one specific thing that attracted me and got my attention. When the CS nominee was asked about her net worth, she said, I don't have anything of my own. You remember the husband, the late senator, was a senator.
Yes.
And I think the only qualification that she has is that she's a wife of a former senator, you know, because now they had to award her because the husband has died and it was... Now, when she was asked, she said, I'm yet to do the succession, so I still don't have resources of my own. The resources that I have are from my husband. And then she continued and said, lakini nikiangalia, the only money yenye mimi niko nayo ni 125k. You see? Is it 125? Either 125 or 150.
Yeah.
No, 250. She said 250 actually, to be precise.
Yeah.
Pesa yenye niko nayo mimi kama yangu tu ni 250,000 minus 2 cows. So mimi as Elijah, that really motivated me, by the way, because I saw mimi unajua pia kama Elijah nikakaa hivi chini nichange resources zangu hapa pale nini maokoto nikusanye pamoja nilete, tunaweza karibia hapo. Na unajua naona huyo ndio mama mboga sasa.
Oh my days.
So pia mimi naona Elijah pia kama mama mboga anaweza nominatiwa kuwa CS.
Oh, wow.
Pia Elijah nikikusanya yangu naweza kuwa mtu wa bodaboda. Pia mimi mpate pale nafanya nini? Nafanyiwa vetting. But then mimi siwezi ifanya hiyo statement ya sijui girls in B&B whatever.
No.
You know?
Yeah,
now,
it's very problematic. Yeah.
Kenyans. Now, the reason as to why I've brought up all that story.
Yeah.
Kenyans were like, hey, huyu anapake ai ati 250,000 ni uongo, haiwezi kuwa na 250,000. Huyu anaenda kutengeneza pake, huyu anaenda kuloot home. So we already have predetermined mind that these positions they are not supposed to be held by young people who don't have financial muscles. They are not supposed to be held by females who don't have something. They are supposed to be held by millionaires. Anne, are you a millionaire?
Not yet.
When do you expect to be a millionaire for you
By
to join
tomorrow,
government?
I don't know.
Oh,
but
good
tomorrow,
Lord.
yes.
So tomorrow you might be a CS nominee?
Tomorrow, I just, if like this, too heavy, niingia tu.
You'll not be my friend.
I promise you all, I don't think I would do better. I do not think I would do better.
Wait until we reclaim our country.
You know?
Yes, we are going to give you even your DP.
Yes.
You know, it is going to be a country,
Right.
a country of honey and milk. But then the point is,
Yes.
us as young people, we need to start believing in ourselves that these positions were not created for any specific people. These positions belong to us, and we are more than qualified to sit on those positions and even to make deliberations for this country. You know, it is so sad for us to expect for you to be there, your net worth has to be 1 point whatever billion, 1 point whatever billion. Whereas you even don't have the basic education skills for you to run that ministry. Why, Anne, would you have me, Elijah, as a CS and still for a certain ministry and still get advisors for Elijah?
Yeah.
Elijah ought to be an expert
The
in
one
that
who is an
field.
advisor,
You know, I ought to be a health specialist for me to get that CS health, you know? Because if you get me now as I am, as a governance expert, the best thing that I'm going to do there is get other experts. That will be burdening our wage bill. We had the former, the immediate former budget chair speaking about our wage bill and where most of it gets to. He said it is on the executive arm of the government and it is on recurrent expenditure. So it means if we can reduce our government by half, and that is what he was suggesting, our government can still function and we can have efficient service delivery and save on cost. Is that what we are doing now? I think we've bloated the government. We've expanded the government to bring in every Tom, Dick,
and Harry
so that we can satisfy their egos, so that they can't go to the streets, so that they can't criticize our government, which is part of the process. But then at what cost? We're being told that we might be defaulting our loans. We've gone beyond our debt ceilings of 10 trillions. We are at 11 trillions. We are headed the Ghana way. We might be defaulting our debts pretty soon.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So it is time to look beyond the mountain.
Yeah.
It is time to look beyond the Rift Valley. It is time to look beyond the coastal region. It is time for us to have a national discussion and do away with all these boundaries, all these delimitations that were brought about by the white man. We belong to the same country. And I don't have a problem today if you become the head of this country. I don't care where you come from.
No.
Oh, yeah,
God,
from my word
no.
to God's ears. Oh, dear Lord.
No, I don't want to be president.
If
no.
you become the president of this country, Anne, you are going to bring sanity into our country.
I would not.
Why?
Guys,
Why
I would
not?
be worse.
Don't you believe in
I would
yourself?
loot all your money,
good
guys.
Lord.
All right, now as we conclude our conversation,
yes.
we only have 5 minutes to
Sure.
go. Where do we go from here? What is it looking like at Mount Kenya, especially as we ramp up towards 2027?
Sure.
Yeah.
I still believe, Anne,
Yes.
that we have a country as a people.
Okay.
We do. I know many people have lost hope.
I'm many people.
I know many
Yeah.
people have started thinking of their way out. They are looking for opportunities out there.
Outside, yes.
You know, but a country is not made by the president. A country is not being made by an executive arm of the government. A country is not made of the current government. A country is made of countrymen and women. And who are the countrymen and women? It is you and myself here and that other person. We are the people who makes a country. As long as we are there, we still have a country.
Right.
The best thing that we can do, governments come and go, but we the people remain. Our country will remain. Therefore, we still have a very we still have a very luminous life after this. I think the best thing that we need to do as a people is to get enlightened. I feel like, and we need to conduct those civic engagements, civic education onto our parents, especially in Murima. The reason Elijah did political science. I told you, it's not to become a politician. I wanted to enlighten my community. I wanted to get that knowledge to tell my grandmother, because Mheshimiwa gave your grandson Elijah bursary while studying, that doesn't mean that you should be a slave of that Mheshimiwa. That doesn't mean that you are entitled to vote for that. The Mheshimiwa was conducting his constitutional mandate. And the resources that he gave Elijah to study were not his personal resources, were public resources. Your tax and that tax of my grandfather, my parents, my aunts, and my community at large. We need to conduct serious civic engagement to Mount Kenya region and the entire region at large. Because I feel, yes, the people are tired of this government. So tired. When you board matatu, when you go to the farms, when you go to the markets, everywhere. So this means the people have the urge for change. But then, which change? We need to talk about that. I can tell you, Murima now, people are enlightened. I feel like money will not be a decision maker. Because you see the current people that we have, in as much as they used to call themselves hustlers, they came with money. They came with bags of money. Actually, they were the money bags. I can't. And can you mention for me one hustler MP who was elected as a ile hustler like the way John Paul Muregi was elected in his first term? Can you tell me of one in Mount Kenya?
It's hard to pinpoint.
There is none. I've done my analysis. There is none. All of them invested a lot of money for them to be elected. And if they did that, we don't expect service delivery from them. What we expect is them to embezzle our resources, warudishe yenye walikopa, ama kwenye walitoa ile pesa yenye walikuja waka-campaign nayo. It has been on record. Some of them even boast around saying, it is my money that elected me. It is not you people. If I ought not to have paid you, you wouldn't have casted your votes onto me. Now, where we are at a very good point. I've told you that I never imagined in my lifetime that we would get to a point whereby we get to the streets to challenge the government. We get to a point of invading parliament. I never thought that we would get there as a people. People got there. People assembled to their MP's offices.
Yes.
Others burnt them, which was not so good. But we delivered statements. We saw these people being shaken. We saw people being carried by choppers from the KICC. I mean, we trembled the political class. They were so shaken. And that is why they united. That is why Ruto looked for Raila. Now, they settled their political differences because they saw that they were on attack and they didn't want us to get there. Now, where we are, we can liberate this country. We only need to use the same strength, the same unity, and cast our votes accordingly. And I can tell you for sure, the current members of parliament, majority of them, especially aligned to this government, from Mulima, I don't think, they are even referring to themselves as formers. We are going to have a power shift. We are going to have more young people being elected in parliament. We are going to see more women being elected to parliament. And we are going to see more enlightened leaders, not the Tugeges that we talk about. It doesn't mean now because today.
What is Tugege?
It doesn't mean today because I am Elijah, I am Wamakobe, because Wamakobe, I'm relating myself with the Kobe or Amadhani, I'm going to get now a position or Wamigoda. No. I'm going to be looked as Elijah Wangari.
Yes.
What is your capacity?
Yeah.
What opportunities do you bring to us? What vision are you selling to us?
Yeah.
It is not about I gave you Makodofia, because Mount Kenya, that is where we get such kind of leaders. And those are the Tugeges. The people who don't even have the academic qualifications. If they don't have academic qualifications, post-secondary school, how can they develop a manifesto themselves? And even if they are assisted to develop, will they be assisted to implement that manifesto. They can't. So for me, I see a very bright future for our region. And I see, you saw Mugumo that fell in Nyeri?
Yes.
That one itself,
Yeah.
traditionally symbolizes
Something.
power shift.
Okay.
So it means that in 2027 or even before, who knows, God willing,
Yeah.
probably. You're going to get up.
And you will come back here and we will continue this discussion.
Precisely.
Sindio?
Yeah.
You're adopted to Power Radio.
Oh, good Lord. I'm
You're
going to be
come.
listening to this nice music.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Gonna love that.
Sawa sawa.
But I hope hamtafanya nisahau mashinani. Pia nasikiza ground.
Skiza ground kabisa. But
Yes.
we thank you so much for your offering.
Asante.
Thank you for your voice.
Thank you.
We've learned. I personally have learned a lot about what's happening in
You're
Mount
welcome.
Kenya. Na sijui muniandalie pia mimi press to nikuje Nyeri County ni.
Tutakuandalia.
Yes, I want to come and just say
Tutakuandalia
hello
meza.
to people.
Kutoka Githurai.
Yes.
Uingie Thika. Uingie Kenya.
Elwak.
Uingie Marwa. Uvike Gatitu.
I really want to come and see Mount Kenya region. But thank you so
Sure,
much
you're
for
welcome.
coming through on Power Radio and having
Sure.
this discussion. That has been our time with Mr. Elijah Wangari, Youth Senator from Nyeri County there, interrogating what exactly is brewing at the Mount Kenya region. And of course, very strong sentiments there. This is definitely something that we shall be talking a lot more, even as we ramp up towards the 2027 general elections, because a lot of people have a lot to say about what is happening in the central region. And of course, as I had mentioned earlier, 47% of the political divide, or rather the electoral block, comes from the Mount Kenya region. So we cannot necessarily decentralize from having these conversations. So yeah, definitely come back as we continue to make sense of what is happening within our country, especially within the political landscape. All right. That has been our time. Thank you so much for everybody who was able to tune in. Peter Kanyinge, we see you. Shout out to you. As always, from 11 a.m., catch Miss Caroline Murote with Shiva Sessions as she discusses all things women. And then later on today, our dynamic duo of Elijah Mose alongside DJ CJ Kenya come in with Gift of Gab from 4 p.m. all the way till 6 p.m. for all things Kenyan hip-hop. I'm sure you want to know what is going on that scene as well. Yes, and then it's a wrap from me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you when we see you. Goodbye. Take care. God bless.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
It's so hard to leave. Sing me a song when I am gone from you. It's so hard to leave. Sing me a song when I am gone from you. I won't be gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you. I won't be gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you, far from you. When all the lights fade and there's nowhere in the world to go, I know I would rather stay, but then again I'm unsure. Simpler times have all but faded, but I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded, but I can't stay all the same. Mama's wailing, Mama's wailing from home. Mama's wailing, don't go away 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 from me. Mama's wailing, don't go away from me. Mama's wailing, waiting for me.
Begging you to stay. The clouds gathered by the road. Nowhere in the world's the same. You're better off staying home. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. Simpler times have all but faded. I can't stay all the same. From you, it's so hard to leave. Sing me a song when I am gone from you. I won't be gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you. I won't be gone for long. Sing me a song when I am far from you, far from you.
From sunrise to sunset.